Hey, welcome back to another episode of Mr. J's Journey with the Bambu 1X Experience. Um, all in all, I've been very happy with the printer. I will say I was skeptic about a couple of things, but I'll talk about that in one moment. Um, on the unboxing, there was a couple things after I finish unboxing and finish getting the machine set up. I ran into a couple things that I'd like to point out. Uh, Number one is I got a message on my uh, 1X telling me um, the lead screws are dry. So what the lead screws are, got a bunch of mess here. What the lead screws are is the screws that drive the table up and down. So I guess at this time when they come to you that there's no lubrication on those screws and it needs lubrication. So you'll have those little packets of grease that came with the kit, and you're just going to rip open that little packet, put some grease on your fingers, and grease those threads, the two up front, the one in the back. Uh, the second area that I ran into a problem was the cold plate. That's the workable plate on the table inside the 1X. Um, you have to apply some adhesive to that table. But what I didn't know was that you're not supposed to do it for every job that you run. And what was happening was that it was piling up with glue. Maybe I was applying too much glue, and it became a big mess. And it was getting difficult to get the parts out, and I had to wash that plate. And I'll probably do a little video on the lubrication of the screws and cleaning the cold plate. But when you apply adhesive to this, in my case, after I cleaned that table and dried it off with a paper towel and put it back in the machine and start running it, I've ran over a dozen parts now with no problem to the table and getting the parts out. I've been very spoiled. I have this laser engraver from Epilogue. It's a Fusion 50, and the support, it's been incredible. Incredible. I give them a call, and if they don't pick up right away, I just leave my number, and within the hour, they'll get back to me. And they'll stay on that call until whatever problem I have has been resolved. And I've been working with the Epilogue people for probably 30 some years now with their products, and it's always been the same thing. Um, it's not the same with the Bambu at this time. Hoping in the future it will be something like that. What you have to do is you have to go to the website and go to their official wiki and find your machine, ask, do a search on what you want to know, and they'll have detailed instructions, videos to help you through those problem areas. Now, you can leave a message on their support, and they'll get back to you as soon as they're able to in the order as they get the messages. Um, I didn't wait to see how long it took when I ran into a couple problems. I just went to that official wiki page on Bamboo, and I was able to resolve the issue. In the future, I'll share that because I can tell you right now, I've had a lot of problems. I shouldn't say a lot of problems. That's not fair. I ran into some big problems that I created. I'm a newbie, so I'm going to make problems. I got the spaghetti deal. I got the gear extrusion motor. The filament jammed in there. I had to take that apart. I'll share that with in another video, but it wasn't a big deal. The only big deal on the gear extruder was, I'm going to recommend when you print something out, the first thing you print is one of these little gear removal tools, and you'll find that project where you could print out, and you'll have that, because it's very difficult if it happens to you. You try to take the thing apart, you don't have the tool. You can get it apart, but it's nice to have tools. I'm a tool guy. Gotta have the tool for the job. All right, that was a long-winded conversation on those items, but I thought you should know once you got started. There are a couple areas I ran into and had some problems. But besides that, the only other adventure I had to get started was I wanted to do my own parts. And for me was learning how to draw in three-dimensional. So what I did was I found a YouTube channel, Kevin Kennedy. It's product design online. He specializes in teaching Fusion 360, and he's been a big help on this big adventure and journey of Mr. J's workshop. I've been very happy. You know, I did some of his courses and I got up and running within the week. But besides that, I ran some of the projects that are already loaded up in the Bambu. My favorite was the scraper, the 15-minute scraper. This came in real handy when I didn't know you weren't supposed to apply a lot of glue. I couldn't get my projects off the table. Uh, Things you should know is when you do finish printing, let the plate cool down for a little bit. And once it cooled down, you don't really have to do anything. You pull the pull the plate out, give it a little bend, parts come out, no problem. When you add a lot of glue, parts don't come out. So some of the parts I think they're must to print when you first get started is the scraper. Then I printed the heavy duty scraper, which comes with a razor blade. The kit does provide the blade. All you have to do, the blade and the screws. So all you have to do is print out the scraper and attach the screws, and you're set. It really helps when you overdo it with the glue. This will get it off. Don't overdo the glue. The next tool, I did go onto the Bambu site and printed out a little bit of heavier plastic scraper. And I use this a lot for when I'm done the job. It has a test extrusion around the edge of the plate or calibration. I'm not sure at this time what the definition is for that, but it prints a test filament along the edge of the plate. So even though your project pops off, you still have to go back and scrape this little test piece around the plate. And that does it for every job. It runs a test piece. So tools. I printed out. I found this also in Bambu. It's just a poop chute for your debris in the back to mount to the back of the machine, and just drops and slides into your container. In this case, that was another project, a must project that I did. I drew it up in Fusion. I was really proud of myself, seeing this model rotate and all. It was pretty awesome. But anyway, this was my first project, make my own poop chute. So here's the opening for the slide to drop in, and at this time, I'm not really sure having the the poop chute on the side, the container on the side of the 1X, or the container behind the 1X. I've been trying both directions, and I'm leaning more to having it behind the machine and letting it fall right into the container. Uh, the slide was okay, I could reach in there, and I made it so I could reach in there and pull the stuff out or slide it out and dump it out. Um, but this was my first project. I was very happy with myself. I'm very proud of making it. All right, so tools. We'll cover tools. Um, Other tools, it comes with a 2 millimeter Allen wrench that pretty much covered everything, and a 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench. These work. The only thing I found sometimes the end of it rounds off because it's pretty soft, and it's not a big deal. I take it over to my belt sander. I sand it till I have a fresh edge again, and it works fine. So these two tools work fine, but I went digging into my radio control stuff. I was really into radio control planes and stuff before I got into actually flying real airplanes. So some of the stuff I pulled out, I had this, which has the 2 millimeter, the 1.5 millimeter, and a couple other tools. It's just a regular screwdriver, and I've been happy with this. The idea is not to use the tools just to print, but there's going to be times you're going to have to do general maintenance. That's just how it is. And my flight test 2 millimeter, it works really well. Nice pair of wire cutters to cut the filaments. A long pair of needle nose just in case you need to reach in to get some jam filament or pick up a filament where you can't reach. For tools, that's all I have at this time. Some of the projects, like I was telling you earlier, well, all the tools were projects, but some of the projects I drew in Fusion 360, I was really happy that I didn't run into any problem. Put the STL file in, and there hasn't been a problem. So I made the trash can, the scrapers. For my desk, everything I know is in inches. I could just about tell you all the decimals for any fractions. And now everything's in millimeters. Apparently, the Bambu, or I guess generally all printers, 3D printers, like millimeters. I'm not sure why. Maybe that's where we're going. But I got a little conversion chart from Amazon from inches into millimeters. And I made this nice little stand for it to sit on. I'm pretty sure you can see that, right? And of course, I had to put the Mr. J's Workshop on there. But I was really happy with that. It's pretty amazing, and you probably think I'm a wacko, but it's pretty amazing. After you draw it, you're able to rotate it around and look at it and see if there's something else that you want to improve in your design. You're probably going to hear a lot more diffusion. I'm blown away with drawing in three-dimensional. I've always did the traditional way. You have your front face, you have your right and left sides, you have your top side, the bottom side, the back side. But when you draw this, you're just putting it all together instead of using your imagination to see how all this is going to click. I made some face plates for some voltage, a voltage, no, yeah, voltage monitor for a golf cart. It needed some type of mounting face to put it in the golf cart, so I made these face plates, and that came out really well. This is sort of this is sort of an ongoing project for an instrument that is going to mount in my experimental aircraft. Um, just right now, it's pretty crude. When I got a good design, I'll go into a whole how I got there. What else? What else? Oh, you got to make the benchy. Actually, I don't know why they call it the benchy, but the little ship that made one, and then I had to do a helicopter. The benchy's also in your file on your computer, and the helicopter is on the Bambu projects. Well, I think I covered everything for this video. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and you guys out there who have experience in years in this, just make a comment below. And if it's something to help us out, that would be great. But we'll see you on the next episode. Have yourself a great day.